Hey everybody, Jack Lives Painting here with a new video. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. I am doing a product unboxing and review for some really cool brand new tabletop terrain. This is from the Rampart Kickstarter, um, and this is really cool. Like I'm just kind of going off of the cuff here because I want it to be uh, natural. I want it to be organic, so I'm not really reading from a script or anything like that. I got the box right here. They sent me this stuff ahead of their Kickstarter, and I have the link to that down below in the description. But let's get right into it. I took a second to look at this earlier, but this is some really cool terrain. It comes on hard plastic sprues, just like this. You can see this is some of the different terrain pieces there. It's got like a ton of these little accent pieces that you can put like all over it. Super cool. And the detail is really nice. Get out some more here. They sent me a ton, so I've got enough to make a whole bunch of stuff. Here we go. So we've got these really nice plastic injection molded pieces of terrain, and this Rampart stuff is really cool. You can see it's kind of fluctuates between grim dark gothic architecture and even a little sci-fi to it. Like you have these nice statues that have these like industrial machining pipes and stuff kind of woven into and through them. Steps and stairs, archways. We've got all these little add-on bits like gargoyles and torches, and this really cool statue that's like a saint or a priest or something with his arms spread. But you can see there it's got all these like pipes and electric bits running all through it, so it doesn't even have a face, which is pretty cool, pretty grimdark. So yeah, like on first impressions, I think this stuff is really cool. They tell me that it's super modular, and they have places engineered for magnets. So if you want it to be like a new experience every single time you put it together, you can put some magnets in there for all of these little like peg slots. You can see they kind of have like a male end and a female end to slot together, and then where the pillars and walls sync up, there's places for magnets in there. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put some together and see what see like a wall and that kind of thing looks like put together, and I'll see if I have some magnets that I can put in here, so we can continue on looking at this stuff after it's kind of off the sprue and put together. All right, so I've got some of this stuff clipped out and put together, and it looks really nice. So a lot of this stuff comes in these two pieces for their interlocking pillars. You can see that those two, I just have it push fit together right now, which is pretty snug hold, which means good engineering. I always like seeing that. And then you have other standalone pillars with like some broken wall bits or just pillars by themselves, and you can see they have these little holes cut into them with these little connecting pieces, and some of the walls have pieces like this. And what those are meant to do is you can have these little pin dowel thingies and either glue or slot those in, or you can replace those with magnets, and they kind of slot in just like that with another one of these little square end cap pieces that you can lay over top of it to glue it together, or lay on top of there and sink a magnet into there. Unfortunately, the magnets that I have right now at the desk just won't fit. They're all too small. But I'm sure if you wanted to measure this, it's probably only about 3 or 4 millimeters in diameter, if that. You could probably find some nice magnets to slot into this, so you can have your walls be any shape or height or size that you want, which is really neato. I love being able to have terrain that's more than just like one static piece. So having this modularity built into these, especially with places engineered for magnets, is really, really nice. And I imagine that because you get so many of these extra dowel rods, that what you can do for all these empty ones is either sink a magnet in there, or if you decide that you just don't want those to show or you're not going to use them, you can probably just slide that all the way down in there and have it be flush, or cut it flush if you wanted it to. So you can have it look kind of like that, where it's nice and flush to the terrain piece and cover up all those empty holes. But yeah, this stuff is really cool. Archon Studios really knocked out of the park. The detail is really, really nice. You get it all in there, like the textures on all of the different materials. The like facade on this wall is really, really nice. You can see that it's got like plaster and then brick underneath it. That's a really nice touch. And it just has all these little places that you can add in all the little accents they send you, like these little torches and gargoyle bits sticking out everywhere. And I took that guy off the sprue because that was, of all of the statues in the box, which there are a ton of, I thought this one was the coolest because it's sort of like this messiah figure, but it's all like cyberpunk with all of the tubes and all that kind of stuff coming out of it. So you could have him sitting up on a pillar all like that and that kind of thing. So yeah, really, really nice product. Again, I have the link to their website and Kickstarter down in the description below. You can go check that out. Again, this is Rampart. And I think all the stuff they sent me is actually one of the sort of mid-tier pledge levels, only about like 60, 70 bucks, which is an amazing value for this terrain. Like if you were to compare this directly to other plastic injection mold terrain like Games Workshop, this stuff is on the same level, if not better in many cases, in terms of detail and engineering quality. But because it's also modular with all these magnet places built into it, you get so much more for your value, and you're just getting a ton of plastic, like way more plastic than from Games Workshop, for a better price. So highly recommend go checking it out. More to come from them in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I like it, being able to kind of slow down and talk about cool stuff like this from time to time. And I'll catch you in the next one.